How's it going, guys? Nexas here, and welcome back to Destiny 2. And in today's video, guys, we are here with, of course, a brand new Tuesday reset, bringing some new goodies, guys. And I'm already gonna say it right off the rip. We have got the frickin' sidearm meta, guys. The real frickin' sidearm meta. Sidearm meta. Sidearm meta. Sidearm meta. But if you don't know, of course, Iron Banner is going to be up this week, bringing the brand new stasis special sidearm. So rocket assisted sidearm, basically. You know, the ones that have just been absolutely railing PvE. Well, Lord Salad himself is gonna have it. So if we go to Salad Fingers himself, you will of course see at rank 4 you can now get the TINASHA'S. I think it's tinashas anyway, but the tinashas itself, this is going to be, as I said, a brand new rocket assisted sidearm. It's basically the high epsidoe, but obviously with a rocket on the freaking end of it. But it's going to be the very first stasis version of this, which this season, of course, is going to go absolutely ham. And any form of stasis build is going to be absolutely nuts. Rolls wise though, you'll see on the screen all the rolls you can get. So you can get some new, nice juicy ones. So I think a lot of people are going to straight off the rip tell you that loose change, or not loose change, but the chill clip is going to be the one you want to look for. The one on the screen right now with this one for all reverberations is actually the one you get from Lord Salad himself. That's like your very first one to pick up. But yeah, chill clip is going to be the main perk for a lot of people. It's going to be insane. Of course, you got things like loose change, which is going to be great. But there's a ton of rolls you can kind of see that you can kind of get your hands on. The one thing I will say about tinashas as well is that this is a really weird Iron Banner weapon, because it's going to be very hard for me to say, oh, this is like a go-to PvP weapon, because rocket sidearms just, they aren't that great PvP. Like, you can get some decent rolls, but you're not going to see these often PvP, mainly because they don't one-shot. I'm pretty sure they're like a 3-tap or something. It takes a lot of bullets to kind of kill people with the rocket sidearms. So you're not going to see this PvP, which is so weird because it comes from PvP. The only place to get this is Iron Banner. So yeah, we're not going to do a PvP side of things with the sidearm meta, but we're going to try it in PvE. But it's so weird that they decided to put this in Iron Banner. Legit, probably one of the most goated weapons this season for PvE. You pick it up from PvP. I don't understand it. But you know what? It gets people into Iron Banner to play it. But we got to showcase exactly what it's like into PvE. So without further ado, let's go in with the new freaking sidearm meta. Alrighty, so we are going to be doing, of course, some onslaught with our TINASHA'S mastery hood. And this is where it's going to be just like so freaking dope. I mean, this is the chill clip on it already. You can already see when now it's the top of the magazine, you can constantly just slow things and freeze things. It's honestly, it's pretty insane. You can see I get the deconstruct kind of going, so I'm auto reloading and everything as well when I get a bunch of hits in. But it's going to be absolutely nasty PvE. As I said, it's so weird that you can get this out of PvP, like in terms of its Iron Banner, because this is going to be one of the best weapons PvE right now, hands down. With all the mods, as I said, you can kind of get this season as well in terms of stasis. It's going to be absolutely insane. It's so weird you get this from Iron Banner, especially because like the best rolls chill clip, where you'll never get that going really PvP. But this is where it's going to be really dope. You can see, you can just like, what does like deconstruct coming in clutch there to reload automatically as well. I just wiped out a freaking whole squad with one rocket sidearm and a yellow bar as well. You just gotta keep it going. If you put on any stasis build with, of course, the rhyme stealers or whatever as well, it's gonna be just freaking nuts. Like, I mean, I legit cannot tell you how much you need to get this. If you're a PvE guy at all, you need to get your hands on a chill clip roll, because it's gonna be absolutely freaking nuts. You can kind of see the one thing I'm gonna run out of is because I'm spamming it is ammo economy is gonna of course be not as great as it used to be. You used to be able to just rock sidearms by themselves. Oh, freeze them! No! I was hoping to freeze them. Any sort of ammo finders on, or any sort of like, I don't know, something to get more special ammo would be great. I would love if there was, obviously, left from gold. That's like my favorite perk on rocket sidearms. It's so good, but obviously at onslaught I can kind of just do that. We'll freeze all these things, get all the corrupted. Oh, it's so juicy. A big boy over here. Don't worry, boys. I can freeze his ass. Man, it's got to be such a good weapon against the champs as well. Unstop freaking, what's it called? Barrier champs. Even like just the disruption ones. It's going to be nasty. We get the deconstruct kind of going there because you hit him a bunch, and there's the freezing again. Oh, man, this is just, it's so nasty with the deconstruct. I'm not going to lie. These kind of constructs, so that's why I'm kind of getting the extra damage as well. It's just a weird thing with freaking tormentors, but I will just say, oh my god, that's a freaking lot of people. But I will say PvE this already. I knew when it first came out, when I seen the rolls ages ago, when they obviously updated the API, this is gonna be nuts. But it's even better than I thought it was actually gonna be. I mean, this is just absolutely freaking nasty in PvP. Oh, here comes a bunch of muchachos again though, and there's the freaking damage, the freeze, and the slowing, and it's just so good. It's so freaking good. The sidearm meta is here, guys. The sidearm meta, sidearm meta, sidearm meta. It's just here, and it's freaking ready to stay against these sorts of enemies. Obviously, I'm kind of one-shotting it in this onslaught, so I'm kind of strong anyway, but the damage these do anyway, it's gonna do work in PvE regardless. So even though I'm kind of one-shotting a lot with the rockets, it's still gonna be just, it's so dope. I mean, you have to get into Iron Banner. And I will say too, I know it is weird it's in Iron Banner PvP and people don't like PvP. It's actually not too bad. I did 2 games, like I maxed out my obviously rep with the armor and the emblem. I won 2 matches and I got to rank 4, so it's not a particularly hard grind in Iron Banner. So at least you don't have to get to like rank 10, which is honestly just kind of ass. You only have to get to rank 4, which is pretty low in the estimations. Of course, to get the actual god roll, you might have to farm a bit more. I kind of got lucky. I had 4 engrams kind of ready to go to kind of like spam into it and everything. It's only 1 engram per, of course, focus farm. But it's 100% going to be worth it. I'm telling you right now, this is legit one of the best weapons I've used PvE in a while. As I said, when weapons come out, I always try them both. But nothing's really hit as hard as this has PvE in some time. As I said, this is just going to be absolutely freaking goated. As I said, my roll is really nice with the deconstruct and everything, but you can get things like air trigger, which is actually not bad. I know people are like, what the hell, air trigger? Air trigger increases the amount of reserves you have, so it's good for the ammo economy as well. And obviously you're going to be jumping up in the air a lot with this anyway. But there's the freeze and there's the stun. But yeah, air trigger's got to be dope on this. Of course, loose change for reloading really quickly and everything as well. There's a ton of rolls you can get for PvE, and I will say chill clip is just, it's a godsend. It's the must get. But yeah, I gotta just say that realistically, this is gonna be one of those weapons where it's just like, yeah, it's a must get for PvE. I mean, it's just nasty. Like, look at that. You just absolutely wipe out a squad. We get the deconstruct kind of going, so I auto reload. You get the freaking thing going. Chill clip was just constantly kind of going. I mean, it's just so nasty. It is top off the magazine, so that's where deconstructs are actually coming in kind of clutch for me. There is a cooldown on it too, so you can't really just spam it like well, but it's just, this weapon is just going to be an absolute freaking must, I'm telling you, in any sort of build. Even without, of course, Stasis doing this well this season. I know, of course, the mods are helping me a little bit. You can see I get Killing Breeze and like Stasis Shards and all that sort of jazz kind of going. And there's extra slowing kind of happening when I freeze enemies and destroy them. It's still going to be absolutely goated to come the next... oh, okay, that's not what I want to see. Oh, there's so many of them. Oh, of course, those freaking screws would have an explosive weapon. Oh, it's going to be so freaking juicy now. We're going to actually do this. I could actually just freeze them outright with the weapon. You can see, okay, someone else stunned them, but usually you could just outright freeze them with, of course, the chill clip if you hit them enough times. And of course, I will say that sidearms usually become unstoppable barriers, so this could be really dope in one of those seasons as well. So yeah, I'm telling you, even though of course Stasis squads are insane this season, even next season or the season after, this is going to be nuts. And there is a little bit of FOMO kind of tied to this weapon, because of course it is. And oh, here comes the big ogres. Man, Shrek just got wasted. Oh, it's so juicy. But yeah, there is a little bit of FOMO. Of course, you only get Iron Banner once a month nowadays, so... or is it twice a month? I don't even remember anymore. But you only get Iron Banner every couple of weeks. So if you miss out on this now, you'll have to kind of wait until the next week. We don't get it this week. So I will say that 100% it's going to be worth getting in that sense, because yeah, it's just a must get. I'm telling you, you're going to see so many people rocking this PvE. Of course, there's like tons of other weapons. The call is still going to be dope. But as I said, in certain builds, it's going to be an absolute freaking godsend. Certain Nightfalls too. It's just legit one of those, it's a must get. It happens sometimes when weapons come out like this and they're just, oh, so freaking dope. We'll just kill this guy. Alright, time for the, of course, a final boss with TINASHA'S mastery, which is probably one of the most good weapons in the game, guys. The sidearm meta is freaking here. I will say, like, overall, you can kind of see I spammed this weapon as well. I didn't really have to kind of do much in terms of reloading, and this is where the deconstruct is going to come in real clutch. Like, I can just constantly freeze. Obviously, eventually, deconstruct does have a little bit of a cooldown, so you can't spam it out too much, but for the most part, you can kind of keep your shots relatively a chill clip. Like, I can actually like 5 or 6 shots at chill clip, which is just kind of nasty, but you can kind of see you can spam the shots out pretty consistently in the right build and everything like that. Especially any sort of build where you can spam the special ammo or be able to get more special ammo on thick. It's got to be really good, as I said. It's just an absolute freaking blast. Rocket sidearms are just absolutely go to PvE. They tried to nerf them with the ammo changes, but man, they still do way too much work. They're so freaking juicy. So yeah, there's nothing else more I can say about this weapon except for PvE. It's a must get. Chill clip is just absolutely goated on it. It's insane. Well, that is it for me and the TINASHA'S mastery itself. As I said, this weapon is just absolutely goated. Probably one of the best weapons in the game PvE already. And it doesn't even have like an absolutely insane origin trait. I mean, it's not bad, but it's very PvP oriented and everything. Of course, the low health kind of works as well. But it's just because it has chill clip. This perk right now is just absolutely insane in this weapon. I would say deconstruct. I think a lot of people are overlooking this one for, of course, loose change and the old air trigger for the extra reserves. But deconstruct's really nice if you want to keep the uptime and chill clip kind of going. Obviously, you might want to use chill clips to freeze them, then use whatever else, but for the most part, this is just going to be such a dope ass weapon. This chill clip with TINASHA'S mastery, absolutely goated. As I said, you got to get it from Iron Banner level 4, which is so weird because you're never going to see this really PvE. I mean, you can use a PvE or PvP. I mean, you can use a PvP if you want to, but you're going to struggle to really find value unless you're really good with them. But PvE, this thing's just, it's a godsend. It's legit going to be in so many different builds. I'm telling you, if you ever get any sort of sidearm, of course, barrier mods, or of course the stop mods and everything, you're going to see this one right at the top of the list. It's honestly just absolutely freaking nuts. The damage as well. But yeah, there's not much more I say than just farm out the Iron Banner for yourself some god rolls. I wish you good RNG. You can get it pretty decent roll. Like, I'm probably done farming really with this. I mean, I'm close enough to the god roll anyway for me. I might get a loose change roll, but for the most part, you're just gonna have to grind out Iron Banner. Level 4 is when you get your first one, so it's honestly not too bad a grind to get the first. Then you can start to focus farm, but once you can focus farm, of course, it's just a matter of RNG and everything. But overall, TINASHA'S mastery, banging sidearm, it's gotta be the freaking meta, guys, and we all know what that means. It's the sidearm meta, sidearm meta, sidearm meta. But regardless, if you like the video, show us a like, I do some more content, subscribe, fantastic day, and hopefully I'll see you in the next collective in the next one.